The journey of raising a tiny mouse family in 80 days.
This is Bernard, a tiny mouse who can balance on a single stem of wheat. In the wild, harvest mice live in meadows and wheat fields, but as pets, they spend their lives in cages that look nothing like the habitats they evolved for. So I
That's because you're not taking care of your mouse correctly. You're supposed to actually not make a cage or have a cage like that because that's dangerous for the animal and it is bad for them because they don't have enough space. You got to get a bigger cage and you got to do more research on your mouse. What this guy's doing is definitely what you should be doing if you have a tiny mouse family. I'm gonna put you in a cage, of course,
wanted to try something
with a wheel.
different
Thank you.
and see what would happen if I built Bernard a meadow ecosystem. But over the next 80 days, things escalated much faster than I expected, and I was left with a serious problem. Raising a tiny mouse might seem cute, but it's far more challenging than I ever imagined, and Bernard's story begins on day 1.
See, this is what you should be doing for a
Bernard
mouse
is a
family.
Eurasian harvest mouse, roughly the size of a strawberry, and his new home
He's
is
so
big enough
cute.
for quite
Oh
a
my god, I
few
love
stories.
mice.
By
They're so
giving him
cute.
an ecosystem that mimics a meadow, I was hoping he'd behave like a harvest mouse in the wild, and as he entered his new home, Bernard immediately began to gnaw at a seed. Exactly
Oh my
the kind
god.
of behavior that I was hoping to see. But that brings me to the bigger idea. Can this meadow support a harvest mouse family? And by day 5, our new guests arrived. It's almost
You can't do that. You can't bring new guests on the 5th day of it being there. You got to get them all at the same time so they all get used to the place together so they get bonded. You can't get them all at different times. It's going to cause fights. It's going to cause fights. They're going to get into arguments and fight each other. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we already saw a sneak peek of them fighting. So he's just doing it wrong. I mean, he got them a really good cage. I'm not a mice connoisseur myself, but that looks like a good cage for mice. Throwing a lot of wheat in there. The mice like it. The mice clearly like it. Riots even, of course.
as if Bernard was expecting female visitors, because just before the guests arrive, he started to groom himself.
Oh my god. Oh my god, look at him.
This is Bianca, and this is Gus. Bernard has 2 girlfriends because he is enthusiastic, let's say. Now, harvest mice might be
There's something that I learned about rodents. You can have one guy and then a bunch of girls, and the guy will keep the girls in check so they don't misbehave. So wait, that's probably what Bernard was doing. He probably attacked her because she was misbehaving. That's what I learned about rodents. Unless that's just a different thing with different rodents. How did you post a video 6 minutes ago on TikTok with my finger? I have, I think, 25 drafts on TikTok ready to post. Yeah, I have 25 drafts. I gotta get my posts in, bro. I need to post multiple times a day.
extremely cute and gentle creatures, but with 2 more personalities in the terrarium, a problem
Oh my god, they're
quickly
cute.
surfaced.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This one's gonna. It's the girl. It's the girl. It's the girl. And Bernard's gonna fucking snap. Bernard's pissed. He's like, "You're trying to steal my fucking food. I'm gonna beat your ass." Look. It's gonna happen.
As Bianca is eating, Bernard begins to bother her. Now this is fine until Gus joins
Wait, what? Bernard is the one that's bothering her.
the party, and all hell breaks loose.
Oh my god, Gus and Bianca. It was Gus and Bianca. It wasn't Bernard. Okay, I was wrong. Mice are different. Mice are different. I was very wrong. I was very, very, very wrong. I was very wrong. Okay, good to know. You know, they're
Seems
fighting,
that
but they're
we
cute
have
as fuck.
3 mice who cannot get along, and if this continues, something will have to change. And by day
Well, Worcester terrariums, I hate to break it to you, you didn't give them any bonding time. I don't know if mice are pack animals because actually most rodents are. I know chinchillas are, I know guinea pigs are. There's plenty of food. There is plenty of food, but they're gonna fight over it because why not? They can fight over it, so why wouldn't they, you know? There's no reason for them to fight over it, but they can fight over it, so they're going to. It's like the It's all mine. Back up.
10, that's exactly what happened. It took 10 days, but the meadow has finally come to life.
It's because Worcester terrariums, you didn't give them any bonding. How you bond rodents is you have to put something in between them. You have to get them used to each other. You have to be the mediator. Tisk tisk, Worcester terrariums, tisk tisk.
Springtails appear.
Whoa! Whoa! There's tiny ass fucking. Look at. They move.
Isopods are hidden beneath the grass. Benevolent worms churn over the soil.
I
They even
hate.
caught this little snail
I
eating
hate.
some poo.
Oh my god, there's
The meadow
snails.
now has custodians and the system has settled. But the
Wait, did he put those in there, or did they just like grow from nothing? And I ain't never seen that in my life. You know what I want to get? There was this video that Ryan Trahan created a long time ago. He like put moss in like dirt in something, and then like it grew. I kind of want to get something like that. So like it like moss grows all over it, and then like insects start appearing in there, and then you got a whole bunch. I think that those look cool as fuck. I kind of want to try doing one of those.
mice, however, have not. And this leaves me with two choices. Either I separate the mice and find them new homes, or I leave them in there and hope that they settle.
Not Bernard. Worcester terrariums, I'm disappointed in you for not knowing how to do this. Do your research, buddy. Do your research. They're adorable.
And after a few rocky days, it seems that there is.
Oh my
a ray
fucking
of
god.
hope.
Oh my god. Oh my god, they got used to each other. Oh my god. They did it. They've developed.
And Bernard, Bianca, and Gus are going nowhere. For now.
Aww. How cute.
I tried to build the most accurate meadow terrarium I could for the mice, one that reflected how they actually live in the wild, and on day 20, something magical happened. Harvest mice are not like other mice. They spend most of their lives high up in the long grass and cereal crops, moving above the ground rather than across it. In the wild, they build their nests up there too, woven into the stems, but in captivity, that behaviour is almost never seen. Now it was through building them this accurate meadow terrarium that enabled Bianca to build herself a little nest. And it wasn't just Bianca, because Big Gus did it too, and Bernard characteristically.
Okay, he said that Bernard has 2 girlfriends. Is Gus a girl? Gus is not a girl name. Gus is not a girl name. He's failing.
Has built one next to the food bowl, but it's not just their behaviour that has changed. It's day 30 and that wheat stalk
Oh my
is
god, it's
holding
fat!
on for dear life because Bianca is carrying a little extra weight. And so is Gus. Now this is not
Bernard is a player. Bernard is a player. What did he do to these poor mice?
a holiday weight, and I'm pretty sure that our little harvest mouse family is about to increase in size. But it was at this moment that I realised I had reached the point of no return. Bernard, Bianca and Gus are the parents. Bianca could be carrying a litter of up to 7 pups, and so could Gus. In around 17 to 19 days they would be born, and that alone takes the meadow to 17 mice. But harvest
Holy shit! Holy shit! It's gonna multiply! Goddamn!
mice grow up fast, and in as little as 6 weeks, those pups would be capable of breeding themselves, and this was the beginning
Yo, I just figured out a money making meta. Yo, I just figured out a money making meta. Listen. I just figured out a money making meta. Listen. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get one boy mouse and two girl mouse. And then I'm gonna get 14 baby mice. And then I'm gonna put them in their separate cages. And then we're gonna get even more baby mice. And then we're gonna get them in their separate cages. And then we're gonna get even more baby mice. And then it's gonna be a non-stop cycle of me getting more baby mice. But with these baby mice, I'm gonna sell these baby mice. But after about 3 or 4 generations down the line. Because then when I sell them, I can sell them for about $12 a pop. $12 a pop, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You could sell 11 mice for quite a bit. You could sell a lot of mice for quite a bit. And then you could just continue selling them. And you'll just have insane amount of money. I just figured out the meta, Jacob. Listen, I figured out the meta.
Of my problem. If you take your eyes off a harvest mouse for even a
Oh my god,
moment,
they're so cute.
everything can change. In the morning, Bianca's nest was perfect, but by the evening, it had all but disappeared. The carefully woven ball of grass had completely unravelled, and our little mouse sits in its place. If she doesn't build another nest, her babies will have nowhere to go. But Bianca is a determined mouse, and she begins to grab dried grass and fibres, weaving them into a ball.
Oh my god. Bianca knows how to do it.
Once she was done, a thicker, more robust nest appeared at the bottom right-hand corner of the terrarium. And look who I caught going inside. My friends, I think it's about to happen. But before we get into the next part of the story, there's something I want to show you. Your support in watching my videos is for supporting the channel. Over the following days, Bianca and Gus followed the same patterns. They ate and they ate and they ate, preparing their little bodies for what was to come.
Oh.
Out of the 3 mice, Gus had always been the calmest. While Bianca stayed close to her nest, Gus always comes to the front of the terrarium and will very calmly let me hold her, sometimes joining me for breakfast. Gus may be the calmest of the mice, but if there is one thing she doesn't like, it's being out in the open. Every time she goes on the table, she runs back to me, over and over.
Oh, oh my fucking god, it's so cute.
And it's only when I create a little cup in my hand that she calms down and properly joins me for breakfast.
Oh my god, it's so cute. I need some mice. I need mice now. I need to buy mice. I need to buy mice. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love Gus.
Watching Gus scratch her belly is the best way to end any day, but very soon, the whole dynamic of the terrarium was about
Gus
to
won't
change.
bite me. Can I buy Gus? Specifically
I've never
Gus.
seen anyone build a bioactive terrarium for a mouse, which is surprising because it works almost perfectly, simulating their natural environment, enabling them to show natural behaviours. But there was one thing it hadn't done yet. The only mouse still roaming the meadow is Bernard. Bianca and Gus have disappeared into their nests, and I have no way of knowing what's happening inside. If I interfere, they could abandon their nests, and with tiny babies relying on their mother's milk, I don't even want to think about it. I prepared myself for a long wait, but in typical Harvest Mouse fashion, I did not have to wait very long. Just a few days later, the girls reappeared, but something about them was different. Firstly, they were noticeably slimmer than before, and instead of eating in the food bowl, they began carrying food straight back to their nests, which could only mean one thing. Somewhere inside those woven balls of grass, new life had almost certainly arrived. But before I could see the babies, Bernard showed us exactly why he couldn't stay in the meadow any longer. As soon as female harvest mice give birth, they are immediately ready to mate again, and Bernard is very happy to oblige.
Oh my god, bro.
If I left him in the meadow, the situation would spiral out of control, so our little friend sadly has to be removed.
He's so
But
cute,
as I would soon
though.
discover, I was already too late. Nothing can prepare you for the feeling of discovering a baby harvest mouse. It took 50 days, it took building a meadow ecosystem, and it took our 3 beautiful mice doing all of the hard work. I thought there were 3 nests in here, but I was wrong, because in the top left corner is a 4th, and that movement you just saw is a baby leaving the nest. All over the terrarium, little faces dart around, almost too fast to catch on camera, but if we look underneath the hay, we get a clearer picture. 3 little mice are licking springtails and mites off the glass, but they haven't quite learned how to catch food yet. I had never seen a baby harvest mouse before, and I was not prepared for this level.
Dude, look at it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Of cuteness. It was
Holy
clear
shit,
that the meadow
it's so
had
cute.
worked. Bernard, Bianca and Gus have
I need
raised
a
their
baby
first
harvest mouse.
generation of babies, but the success comes with a catch, because the day your harvest mice have babies is the day your problems begin to multiply, and even though
Yeah.
Bernard had already been removed from the meadow, I was too late. By day 60, the scale of the problem was impossible to ignore, and I'm starting to think that harvest mice
Holy
do
shit.
not make good pets. While the first generation were getting to grips with the meadow, Bianca and Gus were busy brewing the second generation. And this is a big problem. Because harvest mice don't stay babies for long. In just a few weeks, they're going to have their own babies, and a few weeks after that, they'll have their own babies, which means that this meadow is on the literal verge of becoming something I cannot control.
Oh my
and
God.
This cannot continue.
Oh. That's so sad. They're so cute. Look at them. Oh, Gus. I love Gus. Gus is a cutie pie.
There we go. Gus didn't know it yet, but this would be the last time she stepped onto my finger, because when you truly love something, you have to do what's best for it, and sometimes that means letting go. I cannot give the mice the
You know what, Worcester Terrariums? I take back every rude, every mean thing, anything that I have said about you. You're an amazing pet owner. You are a good man. I don't think I'd be able to let go of Gus. Gus is so cute, bro. Oh my god, I want Gus so bad. Gus is, oh my god, bro!
life they deserve. 4 babies were born in the first litter, and another 10 in the second, including the adults. That's 17 harvest mice in just 80 days. And this
Oh my god,
is
they love his
why
hand.
Harvest mice do not make good pets. But there is another way we can help. Harvest mice have largely disappeared from the British countryside, and in some areas have not been seen in over 40 years. But thanks to a small group of volunteers, things are beginning to change. Ealing Wildlife Group have released over 3,000 harvest mice into the local area, and recent field
They're
studies
so
have
cute,
found
bro.
that their efforts are truly working. Their work has even been recognised by the legend himself, David Attenborough. So as a
Yeah,
small
whoever
way
the
of
fuck that
giving
is.
back and to support them and these wonderful mice, I've set up a fundraiser, and just £20 feeds the entire colony for a month. And if you'd like to help, you'll find a link below. But there is one more thing. Because the meadow, Bernard, Bianca, Gus and the babies will live on as an educational display at Horsenden Farm, helping people understand these tiny animals and why they're worth protecting. If you're in London, you can come and visit them for yourself. And who knows, maybe
I need to go to London as soon as possible, man.